all off-season Cowboys fans were pretty disappointed in how the team comported itself. Almost as disappointed as the listeners, knowing that we're back. Um, so I guess let's get it right off the bat. We heard it right off the top from Jerry. He told a bold-faced lie, or at least some of us considered it a lie, talking about it being an all-in off-season. Now we're about to kick off, maybe 3 days away from kickoff, and not a damn thing really was done. I guess in regards to live up to that hype. What is your guys' I guess overall feeling for the team? Not necessarily like, well, I guess we could go and win loss record, but do you think this team, as it currently stands, no trades or anything like that, is ready to compete this year?
I think we're kind of in a similar place to where we were last year. I think the division's going to come down to between us and Philly. I can see us getting into the playoffs. Uh, at this point, I can't see us getting past the first round. I feel like, the rookie offensive line is going to help. I don't think we upgraded the running back position. We're yet to see what Mike Zimmer's defense is going to look, although there's a lot of good chatter coming out of that. Uh, but I think right now, as it stands, we're kind of in the same place.
Yeah, Justin, I think you had a lot of interesting points. First of all, Jerry Jones. I mean, I think our podcast as a whole I think we all can agree. Just disregard whatever that man says. I don't even think it doesn't matter what he says.
We're up to date with our Jerry Duolingo. I agree.
Yeah,
and I mean, a lot of people are.
I mean, yeah, whatever the Duolingo translation comes back from is usually is what this man just said doesn't matter. So, and then you kind of talked about like our transactions. So I actually think maybe we got an addition by subtraction. And that kind of goes to Mike Zimmer. Now, Rudy did point out to us there's a big question about his defense coming along and a lot of positivity, as Mr. Jones would say. But I'm pretty excited for them. And then Justin didn't point out a couple of the nose tackle transactions. I mean, if that was the one big issue about this defense from last season was we're not big enough to stop the run and slow it down. And I think I heard somebody describe it best. We just need a defense that can kind of stop the bleeding until the offense gets its act together. Maybe it takes the offense a while in like the second quarter or the second half to solve the issue of what the defense is throwing at them. That would be great if we can keep the scoring low and we're not demoralized entering the second half like happened against good teams in last season. So there is a lot of questions going on, but I think in a way we did address it. Now, of course, there is the running back problem too with the Cowboys. I'm kind of in agreement with Rudy that it isn't the best. I thought there were a lot of options available in the offseason that we could have done for, I don't know too much about our money situation, but I thought we could have gotten somebody that would fit in with the finances. So a lot of questions, but I'm pretty confident in us overall. And yeah, it will come down to us at Philly, but man, I think we might have a good shot at repeating as the NFC East champion. That hasn't happened in a long time. And then we'll just roll the dice and see how we get into the playoffs. But I'm not really worried about that right now. Let's just worried about the regular season.
Yeah, if you would have asked me, I guess 2 weeks ago, what the optimism would have been like, it would have been like, let me see what that CD thing ends up becoming. But now that he's in the room, I feel like I know people are just down on the team altogether and like, blah, 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 blah. It doesn't matter until they do anything when the playoffs start. But, bro, we all know this is the NFL. You got to get in the playoffs first. And, I mean, say what you want about McCarthy. That man, ran off 3 straight 12-win seasons? So you got all your high-end talent back. I mean, thankfully,
Yep.
Bland wasn't lost for the season. I mean, I know we all have opinions about it on this podcast, about him in general as a player, but I do think with Diggs, when he does eventually come back, him and Diggs is going to help that passing game, which kind of fell off, or the passing defense, which kind of fell off towards the end of the season, in my opinion, just because of players getting old, I feel like, and, I don't know, politics within the secondary. as far as Dan Quinn. But I think Zimmer gonna fix all of that as far as secondary politics goes. You got actual athletes at linebacker. I mean, if things shake out where they're supposed to shake out, where it be your two rookie old linemen, and I mean, is it too much to ask something for Mozzie Smith?
Yeah,
Kind of seems like it.
I don't think you
Well,
bring
okay.
in. I don't think you bring in the interior lineman that you did in the last a week and a half, 2 weeks if Mozzie was if
Well,
the Cowboys were comfortable with him.
I feel you. If those old men can do what I guess they typically done at their last couple stops and just be okay, and Mozzie can just be okay, I think your high end talent will be able to carry you past certain teams. So, but speaking of contract, I know I touched on CD. Obviously the elephant in the room for everybody. Well, I don't know about us. I'm pretty content about what's going to happen, but all of Cowboys Nation probably him and Han. If it wasn't about Jerry, it's about Jerry and Dak's contract. Um, any thoughts? You think we got 4 days and counting? You think it gets done before the Browns game?
I don't know, honestly, man. I would have said that, of course, we'd get it done, but the Cowboys tend not to get deals done when it's the right time. They'll wait until either people jump the line and raise the average salary, or they'll deadlines make deals according to Jerry, and I think that's the only thing he ever sticks to is he'll wait till a deadline to make a deal. But it never ends up working out well for us. I could honestly see him sitting it out. Now, I have heard optimism, like there are multiple outlets reporting that this should get done, but I mean, I'm not holding my breath for it.
So I think you absolutely should get him done before the season starts, but um, I think it does get done before the season starts. But when do they fly out to Cleveland? Like Saturday or Friday?
Well,
So it
that
needs
that
to.
it's not like they got to meet in person to sign the contract. Agent just
I
be
don't know
like,
if you're
hey,
gonna
bro,
docu sign that thing over
these are
the
the
web.
numbers, bro. Jerry could go ahead and bring the contract on the plane for all I care. Like, I
That
mean,
doesn't. I don't know. It seems like he would have wanted controlled for a photo op or whatever. So I think does it happen in the next 2 days? I guess I'll say yeah because I think it would be a huge mistake to go into this season without having him sign.
Yeah, well, and I know Justin, you're gonna have some thoughts on it, but real quick, I mean, if you don't sign him before the season starts, and let's say in free agency you let him walk, he's gonna be a $40 million hit next season anyway. Uh, I just I can't imagine they don't at least get it done by next offseason. But the deadline as far as this week, I don't know, man. I don't trust the Joneses to really get anything done. Now, there's a chance by the time we post this video, it's done. So, I mean, this could all be a moot point. But
I don't think I think we'll be in the clear on that, Rudy. Honestly, I think it's over. I think this is it. This is the
Oh
last ride.
wow,
Quite honestly.
damn.
wow. I'm surprised to hear you say that.
Yeah, I mean,
Yeah, why do you say that?
I just think that he's just gonna go into the offseason and just be like, "Hey, name your price, whoever team uh, that wants to pay up." And
Mm.
I don't think the Cowboys are gonna afford it. Well, I take that back. It's the last. Well, I think that if they were to theoretically win a Super Bowl or get to a Super Bowl, I'm sure like Jerry gives them the blank check. But unless that happens, I don't think it ends up happening. Just because I don't know, man. I think they're getting a little cheap when it comes to the money. And I mean, that CD thing dragged on for so long, even when they didn't even ultimately sign for the same amount as Justin Jefferson.
Can I
So,
just say? Oh, go ahead.
go ahead. I'll let you go.
I was just gonna say it seems so counterintuitive to what we all are led to believe about Jerry Jones, which is win now or as soon as possible because the clock's ticking. Not to be too morbid, but also you just sign your franchise receiver or whatever. Who's gonna get the ball
Yeah,
from if
yeah,
you don't
yeah.
have get
Like,
Dak back? Like that doesn't make any sense. Like you're gonna trust either Cooper Rush or Trey Lance to give him the rock.
no.
I don't
So
know, man. You're not gonna get that explosive offense.
this is where I'm at. Uh, I'm cool with giving Dak the blank check, or we're getting a different option. I can't roll with Trey Lance or Cooper Rush next season. I'm sorry. That is not an option. And all those people, I'm not one to be like, oh, I'm done if that happens. But like, yeah, I just know it won't be too great if that's the option that they choose to go with. Because oh boy, no, thank you. And I'm not really too optimistic about a rookie either. So or some retread that like a Russell Wilson type. Ugh,
Oh God,
God.
sorry.
Please no. Good God. That'd be such a
Bro,
waste too, because let's say you do sign a retread and you're already paying Dak and you are assumingly paying Cooper and potentially Lance as well. Like it's gonna cost you the exact same that if you just had Dak next year anyway. But you just have a
bro,
worse
Rudy, they're gonna
quarterback.
try and sell us on like some expiring deal with like Derek Carr or something like that, and
Oh God.
it's just like, okay, we're gonna make it work for like a year or something like that, and it's just like we're gonna be competitive. But yeah, I don't know about all that, especially
Yeah.
since I mean it seems pretty. They seem pretty committed to the whole little Trey Lance investment, but like I said, that's not an option in my opinion.
No, it's
Uh,
definitely not. Go ahead,
Real
sir.
quick before we end this segment, we might as well touch on the Browns. No Nick Chubb. I think that's pretty significant. Obviously, that's pretty obvious. He's been out for a while. But do you think old redacted turns back the clock and like basically is this just going to be a game where it's just like please just don't make a mistake and you should win the game, or is it the Browns offense going to have any juice with the quarterback that's seen the falling off a cliff and the group of receivers that are just hey look they kind of look cool, they do kind of cool things but they're not
You've
really
heard the
good.
name.
Yeah.
Yeah, man, I can't see Deshaun Watson turning back the clock. I mean, I think there are some things in his own life he wish he could turn the clock back on,
whoa
but
whoa
I just can't see it happening on Sunday when we play him. I expect it to be a run heavy style Browns offense. Uh, they lose Bill Callahan, running game Moses. I don't know how well it's going to go, and I do expect the Cowboys' run defense to be improved with the linebacker additions and Mike Zimmer. So, I don't see Watson being a big influence on why the Browns offensively would have success.
Yeah, Justin. This is a 3:30 game away. So, and are we wearing the blues?
no, it's white.
No, whites. Okay, good. So it does have kind of a feel. AFC North game outside it just has a feel of like, oh, a stupid turnover by Cowboys when we don't have good field position. It's going to cost us the game because I can't, see, like you guys have already said, I can't see Deshaun Watson turning back the clock. He's had 2 years of either not being in football or having really bad football. So it kind of comes down to the Browns' run game, and I think you can stop that with the new Cowboys defense. So that should be a good test for them. And offensively, I think you kind of just got to win the field battle, and I think it'll be a low scoring affair. Dak just hold on the rock, and then whoever these scrubs are that are not named CD or Zeke, just don't fumble the ball, fools. And hopefully, there's not a bad
Bro,
strip
you
sack that
already
kind of
you already know there's
jeopardizes
a
the game.
fumble on the way. It's a grass game. It's a grass field game, so you already know a ridiculous turnover is gonna happen. Like I'm
The only
already
other thing I would say is like sometimes when the Cowboys play a random quarterback like Deshaun Watson, who's pretty good at the what would you call it? Like just what's the word? Like just like random football, like
Improvisation.
yeah,
improvising. Yeah.
improvisation. Sometimes the Cowboys defense just struggles with that historically. So I don't know how Mike Zimmer's defense has normally handled quarterbacks that are wild ass, but I don't know. That is something that is kind of in the back of my mind.
And it will be
Bro, but he's
interesting to see what the rookie does, Kalen Carson, against. I assume he'll be lined up against Judy.
ugh.
But I mean, it'll be interesting to see what the rookie does.
I
Yuck,
mean,
bro.
Diggs
What
And I
is
too.
don't know. Yeah, and who are we gonna have a man on Njoku the whole time? Someone shadowing? I don't really know what to do with that
No, I
matchup
don't.
either.
man,
Just let it
bro, I'm
flow.
surprised I'm surprised you didn't say Amari Cooper, but
Well, I
whatever
mean, we
with
got
him
Diggs
too.
on Cooper, so I didn't really need to bring that up.
Yeah, I mean, I'm not as sold as these on these Brown skill position players. I mean, Cooper is Cooper, and it's a home game, so you know how that goes. But I don't know, bro. I'm not sitting here like, oh man, they gotta play Elijah Moore, Jerry Judy, David Njoku, and Amari Cooper. I'm not really losing that much sleep about that. Respect to
Sure.
them. But considering that they were like, I think they were trying to get rid of a Cooper this off season. So like whatever, man. Like it is what it is. I mean, I to your point, Ian, I did hear like the Marvian overtones say that they have plans for those type of quarterbacks that like to do all that. So whatever that means, I mean, whether if it's the speed in the linebacking room now, maybe more discipline under Zimmer since he don't really tolerate all of that, or just some goofy magic that he seems to pull off, especially obviously those times against Aaron Rodgers that we know about. But we'll see. I mean, if it was at home, I would be confident in saying, "Oh, it's the Cowboys' dub." But since
Yeah.
it's on grass, outdoors, ugh.
Yeah, so the first game of the season, you can't really like talk about like matchups too much. So I think it kind of just comes down to outdoors, AFC North opponent. Who the heck? How many times do we play them, and what's our record? And
Yeah,
I
and
think that's enough to say Browns kind of have the edge.
and I know we've been talking about how our defense lines up with their offense, but also the Browns do have a pretty solid defense, and we know Myles Garrett's going to be a problem too. So yeah, it's definitely going to be a closer game than what I'd like, but I don't know. I do still think them boys pull it out, but it'll be tough.
I think we did a poor job of this last year. I don't think we picked our division winners and our playoff bracket to begin the season. So I think it's incumbent of us to actually sit down and pin the pad. And if we want to throw a graphic like we did with the pick'ems, we might as well throw a graphic, see what it looks like at the end of the year. Why not? So let's just take a look at all of the divisions. Let's not start with the NFC East. I feel like we kind of talked enough Cowboys on that. We could just say that for the end. Let's go across the conference and go to the AFC East. Yeah, I just want to get this one out of the way early. I don't
Fair
really
enough.
care too much. I mean, sure, there should be 3 good teams, but none of them really interest me. Miami,
Who's the
Buffalo,
third? The
New
Jets.
York. Yeah,
Okay.
old man Rogers returning. I'll let you
Uh,
start, Ian.
well, yeah, I was gonna say. I guess this is. I don't know if I'm in the minority, but I'll just go ahead and bury them. A lot of bad juju with Aaron Rodgers coming back. I have a lot of hope in that. I don't see it, and then a lot of negativity surrounding what's his face, Saleh. So the head coach. I don't know. Like I've kind of heard negative things about that. So I think that team is looking to implode, and you play Miami and Buffalo's teams that can whoop up on you and make you implode. So I think Buffalo's got this. Yeah, Dolphins second, and honestly, just alphabetically, I think the that's how the leaders shape out.
Oh, so you're
Yeah,
telling me DeMar Hamlin being named starter moved the needle enough for you?
I guess that's what I'm saying.
Go ahead, Rudy.
yeah, no, I'm not a believer in Rodgers and the Jets either, so I'm definitely not going to have them winning it. It's definitely coming down between the Dolphins and the Bills, and I'm gonna give the edge to hiked up joggers man McDaniel, and the Dolphins win it.
Okay.
Yeah, no thank you on that, bro. That dude's PR is ridiculous. That man said, "Oh, bro, they really still. This is like what year 3 of him, and they still talking about, bro. He's so cool." I'm like, yeah, because every person that covers football is like some 40-plus-year-old that is pretty much a dork. So yeah, any variation of the traditional coaching outfit, they're gonna eat that up. I'm gonna go the opposite direction of y'all. I'm gonna pick the Pats. I mean, no, the
Oh,
Jets.
oh my!
I'm kidding. The
Jared
Jets. Yeah,
Mayo gets it done.
I'm gonna go with the Jets. That dude Rogers gonna do his swan song, and he gonna let everybody know about it too. As much as people probably aren't gonna be too happy about that, but
I would love that
Yikes.
if they does pull it off. To be honest, but
You
I
would
just don't see
love
it.
it.
I think it would be interesting. I mean, that man. We all know what that man does. I mean, he's got a mic in front of him.
Justin said he was sick of hearing about McDaniels. Have you not heard like people talk about Rodgers like he's a 27
Yeah,
year old
but
in his
Rodgers the
prime?
league's good, bro.
Yeah, I was gonna
McDaniels,
say.
Dude, his
like we,
last year in Green Bay was like mighty average compared to what he used to do. And then what, 2 years later, coming off an
bro,
ACL, he's
he
supposed
kind
to
of
be
like
good.
he like LeBron, bro. You gotta like respect the
Oh,
collective catalog.
All right, let's
you as
move
a
on.
LeBron fan know the ring counts a little different.
It is what it is, bro. That dude McDaniels haven't done nothing. Speaking of a
All
bunch
right,
of
all right.
nothing, bro. That AFC South. Talk about just rep. Everybody just talking about the 2019 All Stars repping Houston. That they're just gonna, bro. If Cleveland, if Deshaun Watson wasn't just terrible and Joe Flacco didn't just pull off some nonsense, bro, we'd be talking about the Texans a completely different way, in my opinion.
Yeah, I mean, yeah. If
As
you don't have that feel good story, I mean, you could say that about Green Bay too, going in the
Oh, we'll
playoffs.
get to them. We'll get to them later, bro.
So I think it's interesting, and it's not like they ran away with the division. I think they had a win on one of the last 2 weeks. I think it might
Yeah,
have
they
gone
had
down
to.
to the
They
last week.
it literally came down to the last play against Gardner Minshew.
Yeah, so I get it is a kind of a good story, and you like to see. I don't know. I get what it is. I mean, the AFC South is so boring it regardless. So it is interesting to take that news story with the Houston Texans, but I think they'll just be probably run around 500 again, and maybe get those a couple wins and be 10-7 like they were last year. But I think that's good enough to take the division. Jacksonville, man, talk about that's where a lot of the fake hype does come from too, Justin. And I don't see it. I'm a little bit more intrigued about the Titans, and maybe they can do something and get that second
Ugh.
spot.
Oh wow. Yeah, as far as Jacksonville, definitely overhyped, underperformers. Definitely not taking them in it, but I do think they finish above the Titans as far as in their division. But I'm giving it to the team you're calling fluky right now, the Texans. I think Anthony Richardson can make the Colts exciting, but I just don't think the rest of the roster's there yet. The Texans just have too many weapons, so yeah, I'm going with them.
I'm in between. Well, the whole division fake hype, in my opinion. But so it's a
Fair
tough,
enough.
tough, tough decision. Give me the Colts. Honestly, I can't sell myself
It's
on
interesting.
Jacksonville. Um, actually, I mean I could, but who knows with that team? Doug Peterson, his time is numbered, in my opinion. If it's not now, it's never gonna happen. Um,
Is Trevor Lawrence the worst quarterback in that division?
no, 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 no,
Okay.
no. Good grief. Uh, Will Levis, yeah, right. And then, like, honestly, he might be the best one. Quite honestly,
Lawrence
Yet
yeah,
to see it.
over Stroud.
bro. Come on, man.
What did
Stroud's good and
Stroud?
all.
Yeah,
Stroud's good
Man,
and
I think
all,
that's a
but
bold statement.
we put in the cart before the horse with all that. But we'll see.
what is
We'll see.
the? I mean, all right, continue. Sorry.
We'll see. We'll see. But yeah, give me the Colts. I think a bunch of solid defense and Anthony Richardson off script running and
That's what got
rally
him
the
hurt
troops
last time, man.
is gonna win some games. So I mean, yeah, big caveat if he stays healthy. So, but the 2019 All Stars, they're all gonna stay healthy. Joe Mixon, the Nil Hunter. So if we talking about health, man, I'm not like betting on the Texans to stay healthy either.
I mean,
Like,
you can replace those guys. You can't replace Anthony Richardson.
who's even their backup? Sam Ellinger now?
Yeah, I
Your
have no
boy.
idea, brother.
Yeah,
I
yeah,
think it's your boy.
I know, real big gamble right here. Just betting on health. It's Joe Flacco. My goodness.
Oh,
Yup.
man, that could win a game or two.
But yeah, we'll see. I like the Colts' chances just because they were so close last year without the quarterback, and who knows with the Texans, in my opinion. Okay, AFC West, we already kind of know. I mean, any interest
Yeah.
if the Raiders were able to get like some sort of quarterback, maybe it would have been entertaining. But Minshew's not
Man,
moving the needle for me.
I don't know. Hardball's got me interested in spot number 2.
Man, they
There's
ain't
just
You're
doing
something.
nothing.
joking. You're lying right
No,
now.
dude, I'm a believer in Harbaugh. I mean, they'll probably be stinky to start it, and then they'll have a late surge. So I kind of think
Pull
how
the
Denver did
trigger.
last season.
You
No,
should
no, no.
pull the
I mean,
trigger.
Chiefs are winning it, and yeah, I guess I think Vegas would be last with just how bad their quarterback situation is. So toss up between Denver and Chargers. I guess I'll go Denver. You guys talked me out of it.
Ugh, Bo Nix, yikes.
Yeah. Yeah. Of course, I'm going Chiefs. I think after them, of course, Chargers, and then I'll go Raiders. But it'll be close.
Bro, I don't think any of the second teams win more than 6 games. Or I think second place maybe wins 7 games. Quite honestly.
You know what, Justin? Your argument with Bo Nix, yikes, convinced me to flip my pick once again. That was a good argument. So I am going with Chargers in second place, and I think they
give me
will
the
be above 500. So
give me the same order as Rudy. AFC North. I don't know, bro. I mean, AFC is pretty boring in my opinion, but it is what it is. It's the most popular conference right now.
wait.
Do we think that any faith in Justin Fields or Russell Wilson doing anything? Just marginal, because you know that team's good for 8 wins, no matter who the quarterback
I
is.
think marginal is enough for that team, and I think they can go above Cleveland. So wait, did all these teams make the playoffs? No, Cincinnati didn't make the
No,
playoffs last season.
because
So
Joe Burrow got hurt.
yeah, I mean, this might be another division that produces 3 playoff teams, and I can see that happening. So, with that being said, I think it's Baltimore's division, Cincinnati, Pittsburgh, not too far behind, and then Cleveland, wheels could fall off.
Yeah. I think you have the order right. I mean, if you can win, or if you can go better than 500 with Kenny Pickett leading your team for a majority of the season, I mean, Russell's marginally better, and then yeah, I think Justin Fields takes over at some point. Yeah, sure. I'll give them slightly above 500. Same order as you, though. Ravens, Bengals, Steelers, and then Browns.
Give me Ravens, Browns, Bengals, Steelers.
Browns over Bengals.
Man, I'm over the Bengals. It is what it is with them. I mean, they'll put up numbers, but they're like running out of money. So, and I know Jamar Chase. I think he showed up to practice today, but that's neither here nor there. It's I don't. They'll probably make the playoffs, but I don't think they're gonna be like as good as they were these past couple of years.
I think you're for that to occur, for the Browns finish above the Bengals, you're kind of needing old Burrow to go down again.
Well, bro, they won like what? The Browns won 12 games or 11 games last year.
The quarterback that did most of it isn't even on the roster.
That's crap, bro. Flacco didn't really do all that. Like,
I mean, their offense was pretty different between Watson and Flacco.
yeah, but that's not why I'm That's not why I'm banking on them. It's that defense that I'm gonna just hang my hat on, and then
All right.
they'll scrape together some. Nick Chubb will come back healthy because he got hurt like halfway through the season or at the beginning, like the fourth of the season. So
I think it was towards the middle, but I don't exactly remember.
So he's good for at least 9 wins when he comes back after 4 weeks.
Are there 9 games that will be available?
I don't know.
He wins every
but they'll at least win 9 games with him healthy, and you can't tell me that defense can't get 2 more.
So are you saying? I guess it sounds like you're saying their defense is the best defense in that division. And
Yeah.
because I kind of had that implication about Pittsburgh, but interesting.
Yeah, they're second best. Well, who knows with Baltimore?
Ravens
They're so
are
hot
third?
and cold. No, I don't know. They're probably the best.
They
no,
did
they're probably
lose
second
their D
best.
coordinator. Their D coordinator's up in Seattle now, but I mean, I think the talent's still there.
Yeah, talent, I think, will get them still up to number one. So
I'm still sticking with the Browns. You could put the 1A or 2A, 2B with Ravens, Steelers, but
All right, all right. But
all
you
right, so
did
real
say
quick,
Ravens win the division, though, right?
mm-hmm.
Okay, all right, gotcha. Ravens, then Browns, then Bengals, then Steelers.
so playoff teams are going to be Buffalo, Miami, Ravens, Browns, Steelers, Texans, and I guess those are my number ones. So and Chiefs. I guess
You
Justin,
said
you would pick the
Browns make the
Colts.
playoffs?
Yeah, I think it's going to be basically the same spots from last season. Will be the same playoff spots that take this season. If that makes
Take out
sense.
Okay.
Miami, and yeah, pretty much.
Okay.
You think Miami does not make the playoffs?
No.
Oh wow. Okay. No, I think the Jets are gonna run out of fuel. They ain't making it there. And then you could take out the Browns for me and replace them with the Steelers. I mean, if they're gonna be over 500, they could be the last wild card team.
All right, well, let's go. Let's go to the NFC side. Let's just get this filth out of the way. NFC South, Falcons
What's with the South, man?
or Tampa Bay.
As the winners?
Yeah.
Um,
No way. No way. You're touting. We couldn't. We don't even have to.
All
put
right,
the
yeah.
Panthers,
I guess I don't have.
But
Yeah, Tampa
Ian
Bay.
is the biggest Derek Carr fan, to be fair.
he don't like him, or he fake like him.
yeah,
I think that only worked. I think that only worked when he was in the silver and black. I don't think so much with the black and gold
Yeah,
or whatever. The
since he's put on the gold, it's been more fool's gold. Am I right?
I
Bro,
can't believe you just said it's between the. Did you say between the Falcons and the Bucks?
who
Oh,
else?
because
is
they have
gonna
Kirk.
be?
Oh, because they have Kirk Cousins now.
Yeah.
I guess.
And they got rid of Arthur Smith, so the offense should actually be better.
Man, I don't know. I feel like you're discounting Carolina.
No, bro, they're done. There's no way.
You did not just say that.
Their season is over before it even
Okay,
started.
but I think these all are meddling teams, so I think it's not wouldn't be that hard to take the division. I
Bro,
think-
the Falcons spent not to say this is
All
going
right.
to equate to wins, but they spent some money this offseason. I mean,
Justin, you don't need to talk him out of giving us a free win here. Chief, go ahead and take the Panthers.
No, Justin's reasoning is sound with Tampa Bay. I don't see how they poop it, even though I'm not a fan of the quarterback. But yeah, I think Tampa Bay takes it.
Dude, it's honestly...
But Carolina's second.
Carolina's second. Good God. Chief, I'm worried you were smoking something before the podcast started. I will say the Falcons hype, like I know obviously Kirk is better than the quarterback they had there, and they made a few other acquisitions, solid acquisitions. But Jesus, it feels like people are giving them like a first round win already. It's crazy.
oh, I didn't say it would
Not you.
advance.
I didn't say you, but I mean the talk around football in general is that the Falcons have improved drastically, which I don't believe Cousins is that guy. That being said, I will say they win the division by like one game over Tampa.
Give me the Falcons. I'll go along with you, Rudy. Who knows about the Baker thing? I mean, they'll probably still be. It's probably going to come down to the last week per usual, but I know for sure it's not going to be New Orleans in this factor. So, all right, yeah, let's just go ahead and address the NFC East. I'm gonna go with the Cowboys. I know we always do that, but I mean, the last 3 years we've been we were wrong one year just because of Eagles won 13 games. But talk about a team willing to quit at any moment. I don't care if Saquon's there. Can he stay healthy? Back to the health thing. That secondary, I don't care that they drafted a couple corners. I still don't think they're going to be able to cover anybody significant. So they'll probably win week 1, but
Yeah, I definitely see the Philadelphia kind of falling apart like they did last season. But I think they'll have a nice start to the season, looking at their schedule. All that being said, though, I think the Cowboys shock everybody and repeat as winners. Philadelphia takes second. New York third, Washington last.
Oh, man. I got to go against my own team here. I'm going to say Philadelphia does it. I mean, their secondary last year was abysmal. You replaced 2 cornerbacks. If they're just
Bro,
average
Bradbury's
players,
still there.
I mean, he's going to be targeted, but all the other cornerbacks are trash too. You're going to at least have 2 options potentially covering someone. So I think you improve there. Now, I will say the tush push isn't going to be as good this year without that boy Kelsey. But Dallas has its own things it could work on. So I'm going to say the Eagles do get it done. Uh, yeah.
Um, Before I just feel like it needs to be addressed. I don't want to hear no hype about Washington just because they got a new quarterback. Same old with them. They might be third place. Who knows with them in New York? Honestly,
Nope.
Does Dan
New
Quinn
York is
improve
gonna
the
get third.
defense?
Yeah.
No, bro, come on, man. Dan Quinn was selling us, was living off of big time talent, and it kind of got figured out at the end.
Yep.
I'm not gonna say I'm anti Dan Quinn, but I mean, I did think it had an ugly, ugly ending, in my opinion.
I'm gonna say that the Giants and the Commanders finished tied, same record, and they split their home and home series.
All right, well, let's go over to the West. Speaking of fake, maybe not fake, but misplaced optimism. Have you heard all this talk about the Rams really being a contender for the division?
Yeah.
Real talk.
I don't think that's too outrageous.
Man, come on, bro. What
Weren't
do
they
they got on
playing?
What do you believe in them on defense? Especially with
Yeah, that's a good point. Since they don't have Aaron
retirement
Donald no
hitting.
more. Yeah, I was gonna say that was a big piece. Well, I would say that what I believe in is McVay, and that he got his team playing well into the second half of last season. But you're right. There's no replacing Aaron Donald, and I would think it would be tough to keep pace with San Fran for that division. So I see what you're saying.
Yeah, I mean it's San Fran. There's not much discussion there. And then honestly, I think the team that'll finish second in that division will be Seattle.
Seattle.
I kind of just have a feeling with them.
I don't know anything
If-
about them. And Geno Smith, I don't know. I feel
Geno's
like
improved like year to year, and then you do have
Bro,
like 3 solid
asking-
receivers.
They're
And the
asking
run
for
game's
Sam
not
Howell
bad.
to be at the helm. Or
Do they
the
still
fan
have-
base
Oh,
is.
that's dumb.
Pete Carroll's still there.
No,
No,
it's
it's
Oh,
Mike
oops.
McDonald or whatever his name
it's
is.
the Ravens dude, right?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay.
I'm
No,
telling
San Fran,
Seahawks second.
Rams, Seahawks, Cardinals. I think that's pretty easy to say.
Yeah, just switch those middle teams out and you'll have it correct, bud.
Ooh, no, I'm gonna switch it up. I'm going to go
Cardinals?
obviously San Francisco. Cardinals will be third. They'll be third.
Huh.
Rams second, Cardinals third, and then Seahawks last.
Interesting.
K1.
Is it because Seattle's that
with-
bad, or Cardinals resurged that well?
I think you're gonna be an entertaining team to watch in the Cardinals with the offense if Kyler stays healthy. But yeah.
Yep.
Okay. Last division. I wanted to save this one for last because I have not a clue who could, in theory. No, I do have a clue who's gonna win it, but I still think it's a controversial opinion just because of all the hype that both of these two teams have been getting this offseason, which I don't get. But any initial thoughts on the North? Just because I think all 4 teams are, I guess, interesting at the very least.
I don't think
Yeah.
Minnesota's that interesting.
Yeah,
They have Justin Jefferson, so and they'll probably win 8 games at least.
that ain't enough. I mean, the Raiders got Devontae Adams. He ain't pick it up for everyone. So nah, get
He
that out of here.
kind of little.
Veto.
He's
Veto.
maybe no disrespect to him, but that situation has gotten him looking a little. What do we do? How do we make some clothes clean? I don't want to say the word, but the situation
What?
ain't good.
I'm so confused.
The word that starts with W, but I'm not gonna say it.
Washed?
Oh, Rudy, we don't gotta say it. I don't disrespect legends like that, but
You,
the situation got
this
him looking
guy.
a little like that. But
Just watch receiver, and you'll jump back onto the hype train.
oh, I'm fully behind. I'm on the campaign for Adams. That's
So
why
you're
I'm just
saying
not.
Sam Darnold's gonna
You're
get it
speaking out
done
of
for the
both mouths.
Vikes?
No, bro, they're not gonna be. They're not even gonna. They're probably not even gonna be third. Quite honestly, no. Yeah, they're probably not even gonna be third, but they're at
Minnesota?
least. Yeah, they're probably gonna at least be competitive for
Yeah, I
all
think
the
it really
division
comes down.
games.
Yeah, I think it comes down to three teams, really. I mean, honestly, it's between Detroit and Green
No.
Bay. I'm sorry. Yeah, yeah, yeah.
Yeah.
It's between Detroit and Green Bay, and I think Detroit wins it easy. Well, I don't know what the schedule looks like for both teams, but head to head, I think Detroit should take the crown for this division.
Yeah.
Then it'll probably be Green Bay and
Oh, y'all
Chicago.
disrespecting Aaron Jones, bro. He on the Vikings now.
One
Who's
player
their
does
quarterback
not
though?
team make. It's Darnold.
Darnold,
All
because McCarthy
right,
got
enough
hurt.
said. Move on.
Yeah, no, I'm going Lions as well. They obviously did not take a step back in the offseason. They were a young team anyway, so you're gonna have some more experience under your belt, develop a little more. Now, Green Bay is also a young team, but I think the Lions have more consistent weapons. I think throughout the season last year, they were more consistent offensively. Um, so yeah, give me a Detroit.
Yeah, Bears, whatever. I mean, I gotta at least see it to believe it before I even get close to talking about playoffs. People, man, people really think that team's gonna make the playoffs, but whatever.
Dude, I mean, if the
But I
Bears
guess,
even go like
Well,
6-11, that's
yeah,
almost a success for them
I was gonna say
compared
the
I
to what they
South
did
is
last
so
year.
bad, and there's
I
seven
forgot
spots.
Roger
It could
Goodell gave
happen.
up an extra spot, so
It could happen.
And then the Packers, they were literally in that spot last year. They shouldn't have made the playoffs anyways. Another team that made it on the last day of the season. But they just beat the right team and had a good game. And Aaron Jones turned into the best running back in the league for like 4 weeks. He's
Hmm.
not there anymore. Josh Jacobs, I mean, can he stay healthy? Another one of those players. Knock on
Sure.
wood. Don't root for injury. But yeah,
And
I'm not buying no Green Bay. I'm not buying the pack, especially since like okay, I feel like we were ahead of the curve with both of these teams on this pod. I mean, we were propping up Lions before they broke out. We were propping up Jordan Love before they broke out. Even though like their breakout was like what 5 weeks, and it
Yeah,
just so
that's a good
happened to be
point.
at the right time.
Hmm.
So whatever, man. It's probably going to be the Lions, but if the Lions are really the 1 seed in the NFC, I think that's pretty. I think everybody's sleeping well the night before.
Can I just say some of these teams are battling the word expectations, and I don't think Green Bay had that. Neither did Houston have that, and I think those teams are a little bit similar. Now they expected something to happen, and I'm kind of a believer in just like flow in sports. And that expectation words can weigh heavy, especially if you got the $1 million man behind the center now. So
Oof. Man, especially since like I feel like we had to quietly praise him for a couple weeks towards the middle of the season, and then that I mean I really think that Cowboys game really did a big stimulus on his
it
perception.
did. I was actually
I
just
mean,
about to
yeah,
say
it
that.
will.
I mean,
Especially go ahead,
Jordan
Rudy. I'm
Love's
sorry.
perception before that playoff game was just Aaron Rodgers' understudy who's doing all right. And you're right, on this pod, we gave him love, if you will. And after that moment, after that game, I know like some ESPN commentators just post things to get a reaction. But I mean, like he's vaulted into like the top three quarterbacks to some people. They're posting all these thank pieces. That's all overreaction. Like that's crazy. But
You was what?
I was just
Oh,
gonna finish off by saying like still give him credit. We're obviously saying he's gonna battle for the division against Detroit, which is a very good team. But no, I don't think it's necessarily expectation that's gonna stop him, but just reality. Like who they are is who they are.
you know what's wild? That dude like completely threw away that San Francisco game. and not a peep has been addressed about it. Like that dude, what did he throw 2 YOLO balls for no reason when they had the lead?
Yes.
And yeah, they got both picked off. Yeah, it is what it is. I think the data is gonna come back around, and it's gonna be like, oh, maybe this guy was kind of what he was from weeks 5 to 13, rather than what he was from weeks 1 to 4 and 13 into the playoffs or whatever. I mean, rudimentary number. Don't really know if those are the exact days, but like I do remember him kind of falling off towards the middle of
Well,
the season.
and even in that Cowboys game, like their run game was so good, it changed the way that we even had to we kind of slacked off on the pass game too, which opened things up for him. And I don't think they're going to have near as good as a run game as they did last year. Like Josh Jacobs is talented, but like you said, health is an issue. They lost I'm forgetting the second running back, but he's out.
He's oh yeah, he's hurt, right?
Yes, he's
AJ
out.
Dillon.
He's
Yeah,
out for the season, I believe.
yeah.
And then the rookie is out for like 4 weeks. So it's just going to be Josh Jacobs for nearly a quarter of the season. And that might take a toll on him too. So I don't know. I think their offense.
They got that rookie running back, so
he's out for 4 weeks, I think.
Oh, my bad.
I think it might be 3, but I mean he's going to miss a few games, I believe.
We were throwing around all those takes. It's now it's time to actually put that optimism, or that, I guess. Let's go with optimism. Even though I think a lot of us were down on a lot of teams, but it's time to actually pick that to the point. Same thing from last year against the spread. We're gonna keep track. Who won last year? I think you did, Ian, or
You think? Boy,
I
it's a known
believe
fact.
so. Boy, because I won 2 years ago, so it's not even. Maybe Rudy will get his first win this time. He got off to a hot start last year, still didn't matter. So Rudy,
It was
without
the opposite. I started extremely cold and then heated up towards the end. But as Justin is pointing out, it is time for the return of everyone's favorite segment, the Pick'ems. We're going to start with a Thursday night game in Kansas City. The Chiefs are hosting the Ravens. The spread is Chiefs -3. Chief, why don't you tell us who you got in that one?
Chiefs -3. Give me Ravens.
Give me Baltimore as well.
Yeah, it's a clean sweep for the flock. We're all going Ravens there. Interesting. I wasn't expecting that, if I'm being honest. All right. Now we move to Friday night. A Friday night NFL game.
Pretty stupid,
Packers,
bro. Pretty stupid.
Yeah, I'm not the biggest fan of it. Packers traveling to Philadelphia to take on the Eagles, where the spread is -2 to Philly. Who you got there?
Give me
Easiest
the
dub.
Eagles.
Yeah, easiest dub. It's the Eagles.
All right, for the second game in a row, we're taking the Birds. Eagles sweep. Moving on to Sunday, we got the Jags traveling to Miami, taking on the Dolphins, where the spread is -3.5 to the Dolphins. Who you got?
Give me Jacksonville.
So they just started off well last season, I think. The Jags. Then they beat KC. All that being said, give me the Dolphins.
Another fake
Justin, looks like you're going down a little bit. Give me the
That's
Miami Dolphins.
Y'all can believe in that fake team all y'all want. No, thank you.
Moving on to two teams that, I don't got anything for this one. The Steelers are traveling to Atlanta to take on the Falcons. It's Atlanta -3.5. Fellas, who do you got?
Steelers.
Ian?
Wow. All that talking about the Falcons, then he goes against them.
I just said they were going to win the division. I didn't say anything special.
Give me the Falcons.
Yeah, I think the Falcons are going to win this one 21-17 and cover that spread. The Falcons.
I agree with Rudy again.
That's a good sign. If you really want to win it, just do everything I do. The Vikings traveling to the Meadowlands to take on the Giants. The spread is currently Vikings minus 1.5.
Oh,
Who you got?
Give me the Vikings.
yeah, I don't see how that works. Give me the Giants.
Oh my goodness, Chief. I too am taking the Giants. All right. This could be really good or really bad. Moving on, we got a divisional matchup here. We got Chiefs Panthers traveling to New Orleans, take on the Saints.
Wow.
The Saints are currently a 4-point favorite, so Saints -4.
Hmm.
Who do y'all got?
Interesting.
New Orleans.
Uh, Shoot. All right. Give me the Panthers.
All right, it looks like Chief has made his first misstep as I will join Justin and taking the Aints.
Thielen gonna lead the charge again?
Anyone will lead the charge. Or you said Thielen? No, get the Panthers out of here. All right, moving on. We got the Patriots traveling to Cincinnati to take on the Bengals. The spread is currently Bengals -8. Who do you got?
Bengals.
Rudy, you go first.
Oh, that's a big spread.
Yeah, 8.5. Give me the Bengals. I don't really have any faith in the Patriots.
Yeah, I suppose the Bengals will suffice.
All right.
Moving on.
Tennessee Titans. They're going to be traveling to Chicago, heading to the Windy City to take on Caleb Williams and the Bears. The spread is currently Chicago -4. Who you got?
I think this is kind of an interesting matchup of two building projects, if you will. But give me the Hard Knocks favorites, the Bears.
Bro, I forgot they were even on Hard Knocks. That's how out of tune. This is who they playing? Sorry.
Tennessee.
Oh, man. Give me Tennessee. Why not? Let's just see what happens.
Yeah, honestly, +4. I'll take Tennessee on that one as well. Moving on. The Kyler Murray-led Cardinals traveling up to Buffalo to take on the Bills, where what is that spread? So -6.5 on the Bills. Who you got?
Cardinals the cover.
Yeah, give me the Cardinals to cover.
7 points there. Can the Bills win by 7?
I'll let you throw it away, but I can give you my reason why.
Give me a reason.
It's game number 1, like completely different hierarchy as far as the weapons are concerned. Who's to say that I mean, Josh Allen will figure it out, but who's to say it's going to be a smooth operation, because it's always kind of shaky with him to start as far as new things.
Yeah, I mean 7 is a little high, but I'm gonna go ahead and circle those wagons and take the Bills to cover. Moving on, we got a divisional matchup here in the AFC South. I forget. Texans traveling to Indianapolis to take on the Colts. Wait, are they? I don't know. The spread is currently Texans -3. Fellas.
Hey, I got to put my money where my mouth is. I was talking all this Colts stuff. Not really, but anti-Texans. So give me the Colts, honestly. Set the tone early.
Yeah, give me the Texans.
All right, Justin, you're alone on this one, as I too will join Chief with the Texans.
That's fine.
Moving on to a divisional matchup here out in the AFC West, we got the Raiders traveling to LA to take on the Chargers. It is
Woohoo.
currently Chargers -3. Who do you got?
Yeah, give me the Chargers.
I'll go with the Chargers.
Clean sweep for the Chargers. No belief in the Raiders there, huh, Justin?
Uh, Not game one. They gotta get a Minshew probably gonna be benched more often than not at some point. But his week one theatrics are gonna either gonna really lose the game or they're gonna win the game. I'm counting on the former.
Gotcha. All right, we got the rookie Bo Nix traveling up to Seattle, taking on the Seahawks, where it's -6 to Seattle. Fellas, who you got?
Whoa. It's kind of big.
Seattle.
Give me the Broncos.
6 points there. I'll go ahead and say the Broncos keep it close enough. I will ride with them. Moving on. Back to the NFC. Not a divisional matchup here. We got the Commanders traveling to Tampa to take on the Bucks, where it is -3.5 to Tampa. Who you got?
Tampa.
Tampa Bay, I suppose.
Yeah, I think
He steals my picks.
You won last year, Chief. It's a good idea.
That's true.
Barely, if I remember correctly.
True. I was putting the pressure on.
No, you weren't. Whatever, bro. Go to the next game.
All right, we discussed it a little bit earlier, but let's flush it out right now. Cowboys traveling to Cleveland, taking on the Browns, where it's Browns -2.5. Fellas, who you got?
Give me the Cowboys, I suppose.
So I guess I'm doing something new this year, which is I'm not going to give the Cowboys every W. And I think that's just enough points for the Browns to win it by. So give me the Browns.
All right, Justin, let's take one off Chief here. Let's go with them boys. Now we got Sunday night football. We got the Rams traveling to it's Detroit to take on the Lions, where it is Lions -3.5. Who you got?
Give me Stafford's revenge.
Yeah, that's nice and all, but I'm a big believer in Gamble. Give me bad spot and Lions.
True. Bite at that knee. Give me the Lions. And finally, Monday Night Football. We've got the New York Jets traveling to Santa Clara to take on the Niners.
Did they learn no lessons from last season?
It is currently Niners -4.5. Who do you got?
San Fran.
Bro, there's just too much bad juju. Give me the San Fran.
And it's a clean sweep for the gold mine and Niners.
He said that there's too much bad juju where like everybody wants to get paid in San Francisco.
They all did, didn't they?
Yeah, the team somehow finding money in the couch, but I don't think John Lynch and them are happy about it.
I mean, what GM is ever happy about that?
Well,
True.
somebody's getting traded this offseason. Or
well, the
Purdy
good thing
doesn't
is
get
this
signed.
game takes place before then, so yeah.
Bro, you don't think that's going to get lingered over? Man, well, whatever. It might not matter this game, but I think it was more so to the point of I think the 49ers got worse juju than the Jets.
I mean, it's got to run out at some point, but not yet.
Yeah, not yet. All right, anything else?
Thank goodness no Monday. No, thank goodness no double Monday night.
Don't they do that next week?
I think it starts in week 2 or 3, so
Yeah.
be prepared, folks.
So yeah, just you wait.
They substituted it for the silly Friday game.
I
Yikes.
suppose.
I mean, starting the Friday game series is nonsense anyway. But,
Wait, that's a
whatever.
weekly thing?
No, I think it's like
Oh.
Black Friday and I guess week 1 now.
All right, bro. No more, please. I'm
Total
begging.
tragedy.